So what does a 100% weighable Pokemon set actually look like? Well, I don't just have one example of that. I actually have 3 examples, and they don't all necessarily look the same. So let's go to the first one, which I have already mentioned before because I actually made a video about it. It's right here, Paradox Rift. And we're just going to ignore all these details up here because that's not what we are observing. Instead, we're going straight to the analytics right here. And here's rarity distribution and not what we are looking for here. It's the chart, the familiar bar chart. And I am going to group this by, I guess, exact. Is this going to look fine? It looks kind of fine. This looks wonky because there are so many weights and the weights are literally crowding each other on the bottom. Now, this bar chart is something that I have actually shown before. It was when I had my more primitive app, but I entered in the data into our latest app here, and this is what we have. The dark bars mean hits, and then the lighter gray bars mean no hits. And what is something that you can see or observe in this wide range of weights? Well, the hits seem to be very, very clustered in this center part right here. And I'm going to actually get rid of all of these weights up here. We don't actually need these. We're just going to focus on everything down here. And I think it's, 23 grams maybe? Nope, it's more than that. All right, 22.50. We made 22.50 the max. So much cleaner. And it's definitely easier to see that most of the hits, a great majority, like 98% of the hits, actually started from 22.34 and onward. This is pretty much definitive, as in definitely weighable. Even though you see some, misses here and there, the great majority, huge majority, is literally 22.34 and above, up to 22.48 here. And it's not just looking at where the hits are, it is also looking at where the no hits primarily are. Obviously, the no hits are in this latter half or lighter half. Look at this. Is this not proof enough that Paradox Rift is weighable? Granted, there is a caveat, and the caveat is this is data for sleeves only. I have not opened Paradox Rift in any other product except for sleeves. And Paradox Rift was actually my very first set that I weighed. I wanted to weigh it and ended up finding a weighable set. And that is how I got started into this whole Pokemon venture. But yes, this is one way of visualizing what a weighable set looks like. And it's probably the kind of weighability that people most often think about, where the heavier packs have the hits and the lighter packs do not. This is a splitting example of exactly that. And if we go down to our chart on the bottom here, I am going to arrange it by 0.1 grams so that we can actually see where or what the hits are and where the hits are more specifically. Okay, here, this is another really good data set to have. Changed the view a little bit, zoomed out, and it helped expand the whole chart. So we're going to stick with this view. Now, I haven't really talked about this column right here. This column, it says above rare hits per 100 packs, which if whatever number we get here, because it's per 100, you could literally count it as a percentage. But it's really like the number of rare hits approximately that you would find per 100 packs. We could easily see, look at this. From 22.1 to 22.3 grams, we had a total of 75 packs opened. That is a significant number. And look how many hits there were. 0. And then the hits start showing up at about 22.3 to 0.4, but just barely. We had 38.5 hits if it were 100 packs in that range. And when we look at the chart here, you could see that it's actually at 0.34. At 0.34 precisely, that was where a lot of the hits started showing up. And then the heavier it went from there, the more hits we saw consistently. And that is again what we see on this table chart from 0.4 to 0.5. Holy moly. Per 100 packs, we found 87.2 hits. Or rather, there was an 87.2% chance of finding a hit. And I know it is not 100%, but this is just showing weighability. How weighable is this? Very, as in absolutely weighable. So that is what one weighable set looks like. Let me go to another one. So another one, which we have also explored briefly on the channel, is Twilight Masquerade. And ignoring all of this, going straight to analytics, going down to the bar chart, and I'll group it by exact. I believe, yeah, I have only opened a booster box and then whatever blister packs that I had. And they all seem to be weighable to a degree. Now let me first filter this by booster box. Type in booster box or booster, click booster box. I just want the booster box because booster box and blisters aren't necessarily the same. This is what the booster box showed, which was, I don't know. I don't know if this is consistent across all Twilight Masquerade booster boxes. It's just the only Twilight Masquerade booster box that I had. It seemed to have weighable packs where, look at this. I don't know what's happening. From 0.29 onward, there was this string of hits. Just one after another. And of course, we got hits in the lower ranges too. But this? What is this? And it was very peculiar because the lightest was 22.18. The next heaviest would be 0.19, 0.20, 0.21. So it kind of went, about 0.01 grams at a time up to 22.29 here. And then all of a sudden, it just jumped to 22.36 and then 37404143 being the heaviest. And that was bizarre. I've never seen that in a booster box. And the range from the lightest to the heaviest is crazy. I think it'd be like 0.25-ish, something like that, which is pretty large just for a booster box. And then to see that there's this huge gap between 0.29 and 0.36, that was strange, very strange. And then this is what we find when I open it all up from 0.29 upward. Very weird. And you can see it in the analytics down here, group it by 0.1 grams. Yeah, here we go. Look at that. We actually get 100%. Granted, I don't have a whole lot of packs. I know. But still, there's this pattern. At least this is one of those things where the bar chart actually shows a better pattern than the table chart over here. So it's nice to have both. Oh, yes. And then the illustration rares. Okay, this is where the table comes in handy. The illustration rares only show up in the heavier part here. From the 0.3 to 0.4 grams, we found 2 IRs here. We opened 2 packs. And 100% of them were illustration rares. And then we opened 3 packs in 0.4 to 0.5. It was a 33.3% chance of an IR. That means one of those packs was an IR. So we found 3 IRs in that booster box, and they were all within this heavy range right here. So that was strange. And then the other one was the blister pack. So let's filter to blister pack. Blister pack, single blister. Okay, uncheck booster box here. Okay, so single pack blister. Yeah, so single pack blister was kind of peculiar as well because when I removed the packs and I weighed them, well, we do get packs that were in that 0.3, 0.4 gram range. Compare that with the booster box. That 0.3 onward was where we found all of our IRs, and they were all 100% hits. Most of those packs that were 0.3 and above in the blister pack were also hits. We have 0.32 here, 0.36, 0.38, 0.44, and then 0.45. Well, 4 of those 5 packs had hits, which makes me think that the blister packs may have been weighable also. And what did we find? Well, in the 0.3 and 0.4 range, that was where we found all the IR, 66.7%. Which means 2 out of those 3 packs were IRs. And then we had a miss in 0.44. So not all 0.4s will have a hit, but then go to 0.45 and we found a hit and it was a double rare. But the lighter blister packs also had a hit, 0.24. We had an ace spec. Was it ace spec? No, it was a double rare. Never mind. We found 2 packs in the 0.2 to 0.3 range. Yeah, there's 0.24 and then 0.28 didn't have anything. 0.24 was a double rare. So, similar to that booster box, we did remember that we did have lighter packs and a few of them did have hits. So you'll find a few hits in the lighter packs. It's just the heavier ones from 0.3 onward had a majority of the hits. And so that is what makes me believe that Twilight Masquerade, at least the ones that I got, that Twilight Masquerade is weighable. And what is the third Pokemon set that is weighable, in my opinion? Well, there is a caveat to it, similar to the Paradox Rift. This set, I have only opened sleeves, and it was only certain sleeves and not other sleeves. And I opened a lot of them, and it is Paldea Evolved. I have not opened Paldea Evolved, at least extensively on the channel. I think not at all, but I have in the past. And so I finally put that into our app, and this is what we got. Okay, go to analytics. Here we go. Oh, bar chart. Yay. Wonder how I should group. Should I group this in 0.1 grams? Yeah, I mean 0.1 grams. How about exact? Ah, my goodness. I don't, no. This is, it's a barcode, literally a barcode. This looks like a mess because, yeah, I weighed a lot. It is much better, and you can actually still see what I am going to talk about. Much better to organize it in the 0.1 grams right here. Okay, so currently, this may not mean a whole lot until I point out this range right here. 22.70. So you see this? In the 0.70s, I had 10 hits and I had only one no hit. That is also considered 100% weighable. And this is what happened. So I already had a big batch of Paldea Evolved sleeves, similar to Paradox Rift. I think Paldea Evolved may be my second or third set that I opened, I forget. Anyhow, I weighed the packs and separated them by 0.1 grams. So I had a 22.6 gram, 0.5 gram, 0.4 gram, 0.7 gram group. And I just chose whatever one that I wanted to start out with. And when I got to the 0.70, I started getting consistent hits. I didn't have a whole lot of them at first. I had, maybe 5? I think it was 5 of them. So that's not a whole lot. But every single one of them had a hit. And that was the only group that had consistent hits like that. And not only was the 0.70 range a pretty much 100% hit rate range, almost all the hits were IRs or SIR or a hyper rare. I don't think I found a double rare in that range. Let me see. Let me arrange this by 0.1 grams. Is where the table now comes in handy. 0.70, 100, I found one double rare, I think. Only one double rare. But the rest of it was hyper rare and illustration rare or special illustration rare, which is crazy. And that is what we see here. The chance of getting a pack hit for the 0.7 to 0.8 gram range is 90.9%. I think, yeah, out of all those 11 packs, I only had one pack that didn't have a hit. But anyhow, back to this. Yes, Paldea Evolved was a weighable set. And yes, you can see that hits can occur almost anywhere here. But there was a particular weight range, very specific weight range, where hits pretty much 100% occurred. And that is why Paldea Evolved, in my opinion, is a weighable set. But as I mentioned earlier, it was dependent upon what kind of sleeves I got. I tried this experiment like 3 times. The first batch I got that happened to have the 0.70 weighable range made me want to get more sleeves to see if this was still happening. So I got a few more sleeves, and that one I actually didn't get that range at all. That set of Paldea Evolved sleeves happened to give me very light ranges, like 21 gram ranges. And I noticed that the wrappers were the light foil wrappers, not the thick ones. I needed to find ones that were thick. And of course, I can't tell until I get them and open them. So that second attempt failed. And so I tried a third time, and I figured that would be my last try. And it just so happens that I hit it again. I got a set of sleeves that was just like the very first one. It had the thick wrappers, and it reached the 0.70 range. And I opened those, and again, same thing. I pretty much got 100% hits in the 22.70s. And then after that, I was like, I'm done. They were getting too expensive. But that is what I found. The 3 most weighable sets, at least from the Scarlet Violet era. I have not yet encountered another set besides those 3 that are very weighable like them, because I'm pretty sure Pokemon has corrected that issue and so makes weighing packs much harder. Granted, you could still kind of find patterns. And as we've seen on this channel, sometimes finding ranges with hits is actually not as important as finding ranges with no hits, because that is also what we tend to see. There would be certain weights where there would be nothing, which I guess in that sense makes it kind of weighable. You just, avoid certain weights, and that's about it. It's like the reverse. Anyhow, that is it for this video. If you guys want to try out this app yourself and get some of these analytics, not all of them will be available The bar charts will be available. You'll also get the hit rate, the total value, and then a value per pack. You'll even have a showcase where all of your hits can be shown. And this is pretty much all of the hits that I found in Paldea Evolved. Really cool stuff, as well as everything else that we offer on this app, including a community page where if you guys want to share the data anonymously with others who are using the app, you can do so. And in this community page is where we can see everybody's hit rate data. Currently, it only has hit rate, as in like specific hit rates for specific cards. So any particular hit that users input, that will be shown in the community page. It's not going to show who opened it. It's just going to show what someone had pulled and the rate of pulling it when we pool that together with everybody else's hits too. And how does this work? Well, we have a pull rate, a general pull rate column here, which is the community's pull rate. And then we have your rate, your own rate right here on the right. So pretty sure that someone had logged in Ascended Heroes because when I go down here, there we go. My rate is less than the community rate right here. And so the last column shows below average luck. I don't know if that's the best way to describe that column, but we called it luck for now. So it's below average luck. And we might have some more community data that will be shared and pulled together, maybe a bar chart or something. Not entirely sure yet because we have a lot of things that we are updating on this app. So one thing at a time. But anyhow, if you want to try this out, you can go to the Discord and there is a section that is dedicated to just this app. It's one of the categories and you'll find the website there. I'll be making a quick demo video to help those who are starting out and don't know what to click and what to do, because this is a very intensive app. It's a powerful app, but navigating it might be kind of hard. So pretty sure making a demo video or at least how to start using this app video will help out a lot. Anyhow, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.